What's up guys, BBlaze2149 here, and while 2014 had way more disappointments than this year, 2015 will start with our fair share of disappointments. Now, since I didn't play any awful games, instead of doing a top 5 worst games of 2015, I decided, well, do a 2015 list. Keep in mind this is all my opinion, and if you don't agree, don't throw a hissy fit over it. Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Now this is the lowest entry only because I didn't really have any high hopes for this game, especially after the garbage that was Unity. However, you would think that Ubisoft would try and get the appeal of the Assassin's Creed fans by actually making the game, well, good. Sadly though, Syndicate doesn't really take any steps forward that can make us all forget Unity. It's like getting an F on a test, and you expect to do better on the next test. However, when the next test comes, overall you improve, but you still end up getting a D. And that sums up Assassin's Creed Syndicate. It's better, but not something that you would feel proud of. NBA 2K16. I'm not gonna lie, this game made some changes that I do like, such as the defensive game, but some of the problems still remain. And somehow, they added new problems to the game. Sometimes I'm stealing the ball and then it gets taken back in a matter of seconds, and hackers are still running amok because 2K didn't bother to make an anti-cheat system. The reason I was putting this above Assassin's Creed Syndicate was because EA was stepping up their game, at least it seemed like it, with NBA Live 16. So I was hoping, maybe 2K could bring out the big guns. But hey, guess I was wrong. Evolve. I was hoping that this game would actually be pretty good. It was not only an original IP, it had a really cool concept that looked pretty fun. Sadly, I was fooled. Instead of a fun online game with some DLC added in later, it's a $60 game, missing its content because it's locked behind a bunch of on-disc DLC that's more expensive than the actual game. This game had a lot of commotion even before its release, with the announcement of a pre-order bonus before we saw anything. Nope, no gameplay, no screenshots, no nothing. The first announcement of this game was a pre-order bonus. Even with all that commotion this game caused, this game surprisingly faded away from our memory. Nobody talks about Evolve. Maybe that's for a good reason. Batman Arkham Knight. God dang, for the finale of the series, Batman Arkham Knight does a pretty lame job. The story, it was weak. You could tell who the Arkham Knight was from a mile away, even if you're not a fan of Batman like me. The game had no real boss fights, even though the series gets a lot of praise for its amazing boss fights. And the Batmobile is shoved down your throat in every single moment. There's even a scene where Batman calls in the Batplane just to do another boring Batmobile tank mission. Oh, and let's not forget the PC port. Frame rate dips? Check. Textures missing? Check. Crashing on me multiple times? Check. And of course, Rocksteady knew this, but it decided to outsource the PC port to Iron Galaxy, which doesn't have an exactly steady track record. It's still amazing me that this is what Rocksteady thinks is a good way to send off the Batman Arkham series. Star Wars Battlefront, or what I should call it, Star Wars Battleflop. When I heard that EA got the license to the Star Wars games, I could only imagine the possibilities. Instead, they pretty much took the entirety of Battlefront 2 and took a fraction of the entire game. To prove my point, let's compare both games and see how they stack up. Battlefront 2 had 19 maps on 18 planets. Battlefront 2015 has 12 maps on 4 planets. Battlefront 2 had 19 heroes. Battlefront 2015, 6 heroes. Battlefront 2 had 17 ground vehicles and 16 air vehicles. Battlefront 2015 has 3 ground vehicles and 7 air vehicles. Battlefront 2 had a story mode. Battlefront 2015, no story mode. Battlefront 2 gave us Galactic Conquest, the class system, and content from the prequel trilogy, while Battlefront 2015 doesn't have that. Throw in some lackluster and unbalanced gameplay, terrible spawn points, and to the point where this game can be made for 8-year-olds, and you have not only a lackluster game, just an overall disappointing one. Oh, and we have to mention the fact that this game is locked behind a $50 season pass. This game could have been amazing, it really could have, but EA screwed it up due to corporate greed. It's only a matter of time before Mass Effect 4 and Mirror's Edge Catalyst get affected. And I know they will. I'm betting money on this. Mass Effect 4 and Mirror's Edge Catalyst will have DLC, microtransactions, and all of the above, whichever. It'll surely have it. Why? Because it's EA. Now let's just hand in this L for Star Wars Battlefront. But those are just my top 5 disappointing games. What's your most disappointing game of the year? I'll look at the comments and see which ones I find best, and try to respond to them. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time with the top 5 favorite games of 2015.